Think about our coastlines for a second. At any given moment, they're this buzzing, complex network of ships, signals, and, yeah, potential emergencies. Today, we're going to dive into the incredible tech that takes all that potential chaos and turns it into a coordinated system that keeps our shores safe.
So, put yourself in this situation. You're in a Coast Guard command center. A distress call crackles over the radio. A ship is in deep trouble, miles from shore, and the seas are rough. You've got boats, helicopters, and crews ready to go. But how do you actually see what's happening out there to coordinate the perfect response?
Well, the reality is, it's a flood of information coming at you all at once. You're getting radar pings, radio calls, maybe even phone calls, and you have to make life or death decisions with, frankly, pretty limited visibility. In that kind of environment, every single second of confusion just raises the stakes higher and higher.
And that chaos on the coastline? That's the challenge that maritime authorities have been dealing with for, well, forever. Before modern tech, trying to manage an emergency at sea was a constant battle against scattered, fragmented information.
You know, back in the day, a command center was really just a collection of separate teams doing their own thing. You'd have one person glued to the radio, another staring at a single radar screen, and someone else literally plotting positions on a paper map with a pencil. With information stuck in these little silos, crews were often sent out without the full picture, and every second lost trying to piece it all together just increased the risk.
So how do you slice through all that chaos? The answer is brilliant in its simplicity. You bring all those separate pieces together into one single digital command center. Let's dig into what that actually looks like.
Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this tech is to think of it as a central nervous system for the entire Coast Guard. It takes in all the sensory information from every camera, every radio, every sensor along the coast, and allows the command center, which is like the brain, to trigger one single, smart, coordinated response.
Now, the official name for this system is C4IS. And I know, it sounds like a bowl of alphabet soup, but every single letter here is crucial. It's a single platform that integrates command and control of all your ships and helicopters. It handles all the communications between your teams, it uses computers to process all the data, and it pulls in intelligence from every form of surveillance. The bottom line, it gets every person and every piece of information on the exact same page.
So what does this thing actually do? Well, its main job is to create what's called a Common Operational Picture, or COP. Think of it as a single live map that everyone sees, from the admiral and the command center all the way down to the crew on a tiny patrol boat. This means you get unified command, you can share info instantly, and you can manage every single resource you have, be it a ship, a chopper, or a team on the shore, seamlessly.
And this brings us to the really cool part, building that all-important common operational picture. This is how you get that God's eye view of the entire coastline we've been talking about.
The whole foundation for this God's eye view is a single integrated nautical map. But don't think of it like an old paper chart. Oh no. This is more like a dynamic, living canvas where all that crucial data comes to life in real time.
And that picture is built layer by layer. The system starts with your basic map, then it adds the real-time location of every single boat. On top of that, it can drop pins for active incidents, overlay live video feeds from cameras, and even track environmental threats like an oil spill. It's all right there.
So that first layer, it's all about total awareness. The system is constantly pulling in data from vessel traffic services, which is basically air traffic control, but for ships, as well as satellite signals and radio calls. This means it plots the exact location, the type of vessel, and its status for every ship in the area. No more guessing games.
All right, next layer. Now you're adding eyes on the scene. It seamlessly integrates video feeds from cameras on big ships, from fixed CCTV cameras all along the coast, and get this, even from the smartphones of the officers out in the field. All of a sudden, the command center isn't just hearing what's happening, they're seeing it live.
And for the final layer, you add a perspective from above. Eyes in the sky. Drones can be launched to stream real-time video of an incident, to search for a person in the water, or just to patrol a really hard-to-reach bit of coastline. And all that video gets fed directly back into that one unified map. So let's see how this works in a real situation. An incident alarm pops up on the map. An operator clicks it. The system instantly flags the nearest high-powered camera. With a second click, they take remote control. They can pan, tilt, zoom, and get a live, secure video feed sent straight to their screen. We're talking about a process that takes seconds, not minutes.
Okay, so you have this incredible, all-seeing view of the entire situation. But how does seeing everything translate into actually doing the right thing out there on the water?
This right here is the absolute game changer. When everyone, and I mean everyone, is looking at the same map with the same live information, the response just becomes exponentially better. You're not reacting in the dark anymore, you're making fully informed, perfectly coordinated decisions.
And this isn't just for those big, dramatic emergencies. Not at all. The system is used for day-to-day operations too, like managing patrol routes or logging ship inspections. If there's an oil spill, it'll map the pollution and help figure out the best way to deploy response equipment. It also tracks the status of every single asset you have, your ships, your helicopters, your trucks, so you always know exactly what's available and where it is.
Now, this kind of technology isn't just some cool concept. It is out there right now, having a massive real-world impact on a global scale. And this isn't theoretical stuff. I mean, just look at the Korean Coast Guard. They've spent a decade evolving their system. They started with a basic command and video setup way back in 2011. By 2015, they'd integrated global distress signals, making their system part of a worldwide safety net. Then, in 2018, they rolled out the full C4IS we've been talking about, and by 2019, they were managing all of their field activities through the platform. This shows you how these systems grow and adapt. This is truly battle-tested technology.
And its reach is absolutely global. This specific technology has been implemented or consulted on in over 40 countries. We're seeing these advanced safety solutions being exported from Asia to coastlines in Africa and Latin America. So what this all really means is that the integrated, data-driven command center is quickly becoming the new gold standard around the world. It's not science fiction, it's making our oceans safer, our coasts more secure, and our emergency responses more effective than ever before. We've seen how this incredible fusion of data, AI, and communications is making our seas safer, and it really makes you wonder, right? Where does this go next? As our world gets more and more connected, what's the next great frontier for public safety that technology like this is going to help us conquer?